All right. Happy Friday, guys. How is everybody doing? I hope you had a great week. Coming back today with a little bit of inspiration for the weekend again. No interview today. We didn't have time to do one this week. So I've spent a lot of the week doing a lot of coaching calls with a lot of clients, even some potential clients. And one of the things that kept coming up was, I can't. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do this. So I wanted to take a little bit to talk about I can't and why. Why can't you? What's stopping you? Whenever I've been told, oh, you can't do that, I've always looked at it as, an opportunity to prove you wrong, really. I'm not interested in can't. What I'm interested in is how I'm going to make it happen. So with that said, why can't you? So I'll put that in perspective. Some of the people I talked to this week told me, our business deals with real estate. And we have a coaching platform. That's the university, still up there behind me. So if you need to learn how to use your CRMs, you need to learn how to do some stuff, check it out, beknownuniversity.com. That's my only plug today. Is basically you go on there and it gives you a full walkthrough of everything, right? Shows you how to use your Facebook business page, shows you how to use your CRM, shows you how to, do lead generation, how to make ads on Facebook, everything. And I'm talking to somebody that tells me, oh, well, I mean, that would be really great, but I can't because, I'm not that tech savvy. Well, you know what? A lot of people aren't that tech savvy. Who cares? I have 70-year-old people that are doing this. I have 20-year-old people who are doing this, and all in between. The only thing that, reason that's stopping you, the only thing that's stopping you from doing it is you. It's all a very, very simple program, but I see how it can be, intimidating to a lot of people. So, it's tech, so it's intimidating, but you're going to have to learn it. At some point, you're going to want to learn this stuff because it's not like we're turning off tech. Everything's moving forward and getting more techy. So the only thing that's you can't is you. You're the one in that. You can't. And that's exactly it. And so I want you to just break that down and look at that. When you say, oh, I can't, it's really you can't because you're not willing to try. And do it. So my motivation for the weekend is if there's something you've been thinking about doing, if there's something you've been wanting to go do, if you got a dream that you've been thinking about, what's stopping you from doing it? It's just you that's stopping you from doing it. So figure out how you do it. And I'm not saying just go jump into, something and do it crazy. I was doing a breakdown, an analogy this week. I do a lot of fun stuff with my kids. We build Lego sets. I have like 15, 20 Star Wars Lego sets. And I was thinking about it and I was like, man, back in the day when I used to build Legos when I was a little kid, they just gave you like the box and there was one bag in it and you had to open that up and dump it all out and, sift through, say that thing was 2,500 pieces. You had to sift through that whole thing and try and find that one little piece that's the next step, right? Well, it made Legos easier. And I think, it's a very simple analogy, but it works. And I even was using it for our own business practice and putting this into, the mindset of there's a lot of really big brains in my company, a lot of great thinkers. I'm not the only one. And when we all get together and have a brainstorm session, there's just a lot of ideas. There's a lot of stuff that gets, put in the mix and, we get jumbled up sometimes. Because there's just so many things and so many directions we can take the ideas that we have and how we want to implement them and take somebody else's idea and implement it over here. And I said, guys, we got to slow down and we got to stop and think about this like a Lego set. Now, I could just look on one of my good Lego sets is the Millennium Falcon. Star Wars fan, sorry, I'm an Eric. Star Wars. It's Millennium Falcon, the big spaceship that Han Solo, that's his ship, right? That's his baby, okay? I have that in a Lego set, and it's like 3,500 pieces or something like that. So when you take it out of the box, it's got an instruction pack, and it tells you, you open that up, and it says, open bag one. Well, in that box, instead of there just being one large bag full of Legos, it's now separated up to where you have like bag one, bag two, bag three, bag four, bag five. I think it was like all the way up to 7, right? So you take apart bag one, then you dump that out, and it gives you directions on how to build just the parts for bag one. And then you move on, the next page is bag 2, and you put that together, and then it shows you how to combine bag 1 and bag 2, and you have a piece. Then you do that with 3 and so forth, and all of a sudden, now you've got your Millennium Falcon. You see the steps that it takes. Well, you could do it that way, and that would be the most efficient and time efficient and money efficient, way to get to what you're looking to do in your dream. And what you want to do is start with one small step, right? And build that one small step, and then add step two, and build that step out and combine them and go on there. Or, you know, you can be that type of person that just dumps everything out of the bag, and you're eventually going to get it put together. I'm not saying you won't, but what do you think is more efficient? Looking at this instruction booklet that tells you, here's how you do it. Here's bag one with 50 pieces or something. Put that together. And then we'll move to the next, you know, 100 pieces or something. Or you could dump out all 3,500 pieces and sit there and sift through it and try and find that one little piece that's going to make it get you to the next step. So I'm just saying, I know it's a silly analogy, but it works. You know, if you're taking it step by step, you're going to get there. Build out step one and move forward. Build out step two, combine step one and step two and move forward. And make your dreams happen. There's nothing stopping you, especially right now. With everything that's going on in the world, you have time. I know a lot of people that aren't working. I know a lot of people that their work is kind of hindered. They have a lot of extra time on their plate. So once again, and I know I keep saying this in a lot of these videos, but you know, I keep getting talked to people that are just like, oh, well, I really want to do this, but, and I ask them, and I'm a very blunt person for you people watching this that know me. I ask them, what is stopping you from doing it? So what are you doing with your time? Tell me your day to day. And it'll be like, well, I'm only working like 15 hours now, and I'm not making as much money as I used to because of everything that's going on. And so I said, well, what do you spend your time doing? Well, and I really make them break down and tell me, well, I watched, you know, all the seasons in every episode of Ozark, and then I started watching, you know, this, and, you know, I kind of did this, and it's like those, now, do you see where the excuses are? That's where the excuses are. And you see, I took a pause there. I want you to think about it. You know, there's the excuses. If you have the time to sit and watch 4 seasons of Ozark, how about just watch one and then do something that's a tutorial. Do something like our university. Do something that for whatever you're looking to go do, and spend the time educating yourself on how you get that first step done instead of watching all 4 seasons at once. You know what I mean? You can still take your time and watch, you know, your seasons. But for me, I would rather, you know, move forward and taking the next steps to learn the stuff that I want to learn for me to be successful. And that goes along with a previous video that, you know, I did that was about, you know, you don't have to have everything that they say you have to have. You know, you go to high school, graduate high school, go to college, graduate college, come out, apply for a job with your degree. And that, I don't see that working as well anymore with everything that's going on. And I've never been that person. I don't have a bunch of that stuff. You know what I don't have as well is a big college debt. So really that can kind of come down to the battle of, you know, how much college debt do you have to be able to get this job over here? You can be successful without that stuff. Now, I'm not saying a college degree is bad. I think, you know, I wish I could have got one. I didn't get a chance. I hope push my kids to go get that. I think it's very important that you still have that. But I also think it's very important to educate yourself on things, not just take what Facebook says, not just take what Google says, you know, go and really educate yourself on what it is that you want to move forward. And something that I read, you know, earlier today kind of really inspired me to do, you know, another one of these type of videos that hopefully can get some motivation across to somebody. One person is motivated from this video to go out and achieve something that they've, you know, been kind of on the back burner and thinking about and not having a real reason why they haven't done it. And this video motivates them to do it, or one of my other ones, then I feel I've done something productive. And it was this. It said, if you have, and I'm going to read it right now so I get it right. If you have $1 million dreams, don't let someone with a 40K salary put those down. Think about that. That goes along with stuff I've said before. I made an analogy before of a person that worked at a car wash trying to tell me how to run my bar that I owned. I'm not knocking your intelligence, but you know what? You're not in my industry, so you don't know. So, you know, I talked about it this morning when I first decided one of my very first businesses was tanning salons. And I got told by my mom that, you know, oh, you're finally a failure. Full circle failure now because you didn't go to college and you didn't get a job at some place from 9 to 5 for the next 40 years and get a 401k and retire. You know, you're trying to do this business You know, what business do you have? And doing that business is basically what I was told. You're now fully affiliated. Well, you know what? It went really well and we were very successful. That's the most I'm going to say about it. And I didn't let people, you know, I had a lot of people. I had friends that told me like, yo, man, this is stupid. You're going to go open a tanning salon? What do you know about a tanning salon? I said, nothing right now, but I'm going to learn everything I can to do. And I'm going to make it successful because that's my goal is to make this business successful right here. That's it. Boom. I'm going to make it successful. And I asked those people when they were trying to tell me and put me down for wanting to go and do this, like, dude, you work at Target, you know, you work at Abercrombie. Like, how do you have a position to tell me that my dreams are dumb when you don't have, I'm not putting the job down, so don't take it that way. But how do you have the position to tell me that that's a dumb idea over here? It doesn't make sense, does it? So again, I'm not putting the job down because if I fell flat on my face tomorrow, you know, I would go work at any job I could get to put food on the table and pay my rent and take care of my kids, you know, pay my bills, whatever. I would go do that. I just happen to think bigger and outside the box. I used to do this a lot with, you know, when I was in the bar industry, is I'd bring an idea to the table to a GM or to an owner and I'd say, here's my idea. Here's what I'd want to do. I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this. And they would say, oh man, you can't do that. That can't be done. Well, okay. Why can't it be done? And I would get this. Well, it just can't. Well, why not? And I would ask them, oh, okay, well, if it can't be done, can you show me examples of where some people have tried to do it, where somebody, anybody, one person tried to do this and it failed? If you can show me some examples of that it's been done before and it failed, then I'm going to take what you have to say into a little bit more consideration before I try and push forward and do this. But they never brought those to me. Never once did they, oh man, yeah, we tried this. Oh, we hate this person over here tried this. And then they tried this and they tried it and they tried it and it failed and it failed and it failed. So you should reconsider. If that conversation would have been had with me, I would reconsider a lot of the things that, you know, I did that, you know, at the times where, you know, considered cutting edge, outside the box, whatever. I've just always been that type of thinker. So again, you know, don't take it as I'm putting any job down, because if you have a job, I don't care what it is, kudos to you, because you're doing something to provide for yourself, for your family, whatever. So I'm not putting any job down. All I'm saying is somebody that, you know, like a friend of mine that worked at Abercrombie, that's all he did. He worked 20 hours at Abercrombie. Asked him, hey, what are you going to do with yourself? Well, I don't know. I'm just going to keep working at Abercrombie till I figure it out. Okay, well, that's cool. But you have no position to tell me that my dream is stupid, that, you know, I shouldn't do this, that it's going to fail. And well, where do you even come off with that? Where is that even valid? So, you know, don't let people try and tell you what their ideas and their thoughts are on something that doesn't have a stability background. Now, if I wanted to go open up, you know, some type of computer software company and did something and, you know, they sat me down and showed me that, you know, Apple and IBM and all those companies tried to do this and it didn't work, I might rethink going into that, because those are places that tried it before. And, you know, or if I had a friend that came to me and said, hey man, you're opening this, this whole software company and I work for, you know, Intel, and we tried that for quite a few different times, quite a few years or something, and it just doesn't work. I'm going to take that into consideration when I make my decision, but I'm not going to take somebody who barely does anything with themselves to put my dreams down and what I want to do. So, you know, with that said, you know, just make it happen for yourself and stop worrying about what other people think. Stop worrying about what somebody is posting. You know, I see this stuff all the time. You know, I'm looking at people all across on Instagram, on Facebook, on all these, and they look like they're living their best life and doing all this stuff. You know what? In reality, there's quite a few of those people I know that are not living their best life. They just make a show out of it for their social media, okay? They're not on vacation all the time. They're not running around in Range Rovers and Rolls Royces and Ferraris and stuff. That's not their car. That money that they're throwing in their little Instagram story, that's not theirs. They have one friend or family member or something that has that car, has this, and they make the video, make it to look like they're doing it. So you know what? If you're working anything, you're working a job, you're providing for yourself and your family, you know, if you're doing your thing, hey, you're living your best life too. You don't have to make $1 million today. You don't have to have that super expensive purse or those Jordans or, you know, the nicest car out there or anything like that. Take the steps and get there so that when you have that and you show that in your stories, you show that on your social media, it's actually yours. Okay. So that's my thoughts for the weekend. You guys just keep pushing forward and let's get through all this, you know, hardship and all this stuff. The last thing I want to throw out there is I had quite a few people messaging me, telling me I should do a podcast, that I should have a podcast, some type of, you know, thing like that. I had quite a few people say that, you know, I should do something like Joe Rogan Experience, but, you know, that style of thing where there's video that you guys can watch, but there's also, you know, something where you can listen to me and somebody else talk, you know, about just whatever. So I reached out this morning to a couple of friends of mine. Now, for the people that know me, you know, I've done a lot of different stuff with a lot of different people. I know, you know, some celebrity people. I know some people in a lot of different industries. I know people all around the world that I still keep in contact with, that I still talk to. So I reached out to some of them and I asked them, I said, would you guys be interested in doing, you know, a 30-minute to an hour like podcast? I wouldn't call it so much an interview, but kind of like an interview. You know, I want them to talk about themselves, and what they do. But also I want to talk about like some of the issues going on and some things that it will in no way be work related. It won't have anything to do with my business. It's just going to be, you know, kind of me getting one of my friends that might be somebody you might know from, you know, a TV show or from, you know, a website or from some music artist label. You know, it might be people like that, and be me and them just kind of BSing around about what's going on in the world. What's their take on, you know, things like BLM? What's their take on Corona? How has any of the riot stuff or protests or peaceful protests, BLM, Antifa, I don't care, any of it. Let's just go over it all. I'll talk about aliens with you guys if you want to. We can talk about ancient alien theory, the dark side of the moon, spaceships, Elon Musk, and Kanye West being the president of Mars. I don't care. I'll go over whatever. And so, you know, just kind of that and getting that other person's perspective along with mine, and you guys can see what I really think about stuff, because I can't put it all on here, you know? So if you guys would be interested in that, let me know. If I get enough people commenting and telling me, go for it, do it, you listen to it, then I'll take the time to actually do it. Cool? So that's it. I want you guys to go out there, kill the weekend, be positive. If you see somebody that needs some help that's a friend of yours, like, reach out, help them out, give them something. You never know. Even the smallest thing, like, hey, man, I'm bringing you by some tacos, might be something that, you know, brings them off the ledge, if you will, like that. Might be something that just makes them have faith in humanity again. So you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to put out another video next week. I haven't been doing a bunch of them, and I'm sorry for that. But, you know, most of these are, you know, just because work has just been really, really crazy. And, you know, our business has really, really been prosperous and taking off really quick through this. And I'm very, very thankful to that and everybody that, you know, has helped us do that. So if you guys need anything, if you guys need help in your business, reach out to me. Let me know. Let me know about some stuff. I'll talk about it. You guys have a good weekend.